Okay, so we're gonna head to Jita and resume looking at whether or not this Titan deal I'm seeing is a good one or not, and then whether or not I want to try and take advantage of it because it's expensive. It's really expensive. It would take all this Plex converted into ISK in order to do it. And so I'd literally have to spend all of my Plex.
Warp drive active. Warp drive active. Warp drive active. Warp drive active. Warp drive active.
Just a couple of jumps.
Warp drive
Right.
active.
Authriel, hello?
Warp drive active.
All right, we're going to do a insta dock.
Warp drive active.
Moving to an interior bookmark.
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
Okay, so let's see what the current price of Plex is. $6.324. And I guess I'm going to get the calculator out here. I have 94,810. Well, that equals 599.5 billion. The problem is that I'm going to pay tax on that of around 2%. And so I'm going to have to pay 10 billion in tax, which means to buy this that we're seeing over here, if it's 600 billion, literally it will wipe out all of my funds. It is probably not a good idea for me to do this, even though that is one sexy Titan. I don't even know if this guy can fly it. Well, it says he's Mastery 4 on it. And so to sit in it, just 2 hours, but a really expensive skill book, Minotaur Titan. I could probably find it on the market a little bit cheaper, but it's still going to be 5 billion or so. And then I got to do the fit and everything. I mean, wow. There's just a lot. I mean, it'd be kind of prestigious to have one of these. I think it'd be pretty cool. And I don't know, so I don't know if this price is good or not. Like, it's overrated. It's more about, you know, to me, it's like, it's about I don't know, it's just about getting into a Titan, I guess. Let's see if it's available. Let's see, all regions. Okay, and then public. So here's one, 640 billion, and it comes with some hydrogen isotopes. Oh, interesting. It's also at the same station here. Both of them are available at the exact same station. One's only for Alliance, one's public. Now, what does it mean? Look at all them flashies coming in. What does it mean that like, it's kind of funny because if I were to, buy something like this, then and it's because it's public, and the somebody could potentially buy one of these and then have to asset safety it if they didn't have access to here, right? That'd be horrible. I mean, I don't know what the asset safety on it would be. I doubt that there's much of a market on these. So, yeah. I just doubt that there is. So, come on. Faction Titans, and then we're just in Titans. Damn it, where'd it go? There it is. I'm wondering if there's any on the market out here. Just any Titans. I would doubt it that they'd be put on the market. The amount of money that the amount of tax and everything would be really, really high. So now an Erebus is going to be a lot better. Here's two of them. I can afford both of these. This one looks fit. 290 billion. There's a lot. Oh, there must be other ships inside it. It's part of a bigger contract. Okay. Well. Looks like it requires an implant. What's the plan for the Titan? Investment? Oh, I'm not so sure that it's a good investment. Being purchased by corp requests. So the it's more about the jump portal generator for me. That's the biggest thing it's about. Since I don't do the big fleet action, especially don't do it on on live shows. If I were to go out and do it, it'd have to be that I record it and play it back later. And so I am looking at this primarily for the spatial phenomenon stuff, the jump portal generator. And basically, I'll sit outside our main station and I'll be in our fleet, and I'll have a scout that's really fast, and then I'll have my character who's combat, and then anybody who's there who wants to jump to the action, they can use the bridge that I build. And that's my thought. It's so expensive for what it does, you know. Very, very expensive for what it does, you know, for what I would use it for. But also, I've always had a goal of owning a Titan, and here we are. I have a couple of them fully fit that, you know, look like they'd be good. I want to see what else is in this, and I wonder if I can use like Eve Workbench, and let's see here, tools, appraisal, and then let's see what else is in here. Wants to see text and images copied to clipboard. No. Not for how I use this computer. If I was just playing Eve, that'd be fine. So, this stuff here, it's got the Erebus in it. What is it? What do we say we got here for totals? It doesn't tell me up here. Tell me over here. So, sell is 40 billion. And that's because there's other stuff in here. Like there's a bunch of ships that are in this ship. There's a couple of sabers, and they're fitted up and ready to go. They're infinitesimal in the price or in the value compared to things. There's a Pilgrim, and that one's 250 million. But for getting out there lighting sinos. And then mobile sinestral inhibitor. Mobile sinestral beacon. Well, this thing is like full on set up for obfuscation and blocks of, you know, people coming after it. It's got quite a bit of a setup here with these ships. Devoter. And still, we're looking at 290 billion. Whew. God, it's a lot. I was looking at another one that was 250 billion with fit. Didn't have all the extra ships. I don't know what the going rate is on these. And I could put Plex up for sale, and I actually would sell it. Would I sell it at a profit? Because it's like 6.234 right now, and I bought it at 6.075 to 6.1. My tax may eat any profit. And really, I hold a lot of the Plex for things that happen in NES. And so, you know, I'm always keeping an eye here on what you know, what promotional stuff is going on in here. And there's not really any promotions at the moment, but I'm always at the ready to take advantage. I also have 7 or 8. I have 7 or 8 accounts that are running out of Omega time in the next month. And so they're going to stop training. And they all have MCT on them as well. But the MCT is not beyond what the Omega time is in as far as what's been redeemed. So, and I can show you kind of an example on this guy here. So I have some active queues here until February of 27 for 2 additional characters training, and then, you know, he's got Omega until 2030. So obviously he doesn't need any more. I mean, holy shit, I got 5 years prepaid on this account. I mean, that's awesome. So, you know, it's too bad I can't switch it over to the other accounts. I suppose if I had like 50 years prepaid or something like that, I could probably put in a request to CCP and be like, can you help me? So, but they might also be like, dumbass, why have you got all that on there? Part of it, though, is because of, like, when you guys use !Eve or link in the description in YouTube, and, you know, you sign up an account, new players and stuff. I think I get maybe 30 days for each new player, something like that. So, you know, I don't actually know exactly what it is, but that's how he's gotten more. And that's also how he's got the these Master at Arms in here. And I don't know when they came in. They obviously came in after the latest thing where we were collecting, because they're at the top. But other than that, I really don't know. And so, I mean, of course, thank you to everybody who's used my Eve link to sign up. It you know, keep some of my characters in Omega time, so, which is great. So let's see here. Okay. So, I look at these and I'm like, okay, are they worth it? So this one right here is just, you know, 10 million cheaper. Does it have other... Well, this doesn't have other ships in it and everything. Right now is not a good time to sell Plex either, if you think about it, with the Plex sale going on. You know, and we see here, like, EWB. If you want to support EWB and you're buying Plex from us, use that at checkout. And then please wait for the redirect behind the click banner shortly. Oh, that's an interesting system. So is it going to do it? Oh, it did. Interesting. Yeah, so with the Plex sale going on, the it means that the Plex prices are not as they're not as high as they could be. And let's see if it's having any effect on bring it down. Somebody here accidentally sold something cheaper. That's funny. Really? Oh, that's from a year ago. Okay, so this is in reverse order. This is from a year ago. Look at that. A year ago, the average sale for Plex was 5.1 million. And so we need to change this up here. Look at that. Somebody missed some zeros, people. Look at that. Somebody bought or sold Plex at 4,621 ISK. I wonder how much they got at that. And somebody's crying now, aren't they? I bet you they were trying to sell 4,621 Plex, and they accidentally got the numbers reversed or something like that. I've done that before. And so somebody took a beating and somebody got really lucky. We can't tell how much here was in the volume of that transaction, but that's the low. 4,621 ISK. Somebody got at least one Plex for that. If we were to extrapolate the high and the average, maybe we could figure out, approximately how many ISK was sold. It's probably not enough to even, wonder about. So if we look at like the average here, and so the sale started on the 20th, and so prior to that it was 6.2 million, and now yesterday it was 6.135. It says the average right now is 6.191. Apparently it's gone up a little bit. I don't know. So so this is prior to the sale. No, this is April 17th. So what happened here? Oh, this was MCT in there, something in NES. See, then people start buying again, and it goes up, and it went up to 6.6 million. Woof! Damn, 6.6 million. So I'm looking at this. It's not the right time for me to sell. I like that there's a couple of Titans available that I could take advantage of, but I also am like, I've got concerns that it's just not the right time to sell. I need to be smart about what I do with this stuff. And I've got other stuff lined up, other income. This is not my total. So, it's 604 billion. And this guy, I mean, I feel like I made an epic move because I was 800 and some odd billion. And then I made in one cycle of how I've been working on doing these transactions, I went to 1.38 billion. And so, I made 500 billion in a very short period of time. And that surprised even me. Like, I was not expecting that. I thought maybe, okay, so this cycle, maybe I'll bump myself up. I might hit 1 trillion. And then I hit over 1.3 trillion doing this. And I'm like, holy shit, I didn't even know that I could do that. And, I would call it a bit of luck, Luck, though, is generated. Luck is not something that, oh, you just won the lottery, you are so lucky. No, you are not. Luck is generated. It takes action to get lucky. You have to buy that lottery ticket in order to win the lottery. You can't just win the lottery without taking no action. And so every entrepreneur will tell you that they're incredibly lucky. And they will tell you that you have to generate your own luck. It's not something that just happens to you. And so, and so Nick Paw says you have to put yourself in a position to be lucky. Absolutely. Sometimes you're born into lucky. Like, you inherit from your parents or grandparents or whatnot an enormous sum of money for whatever reason, and you can be born into it. So someone else put you there for that. But other than that, you have to generate it all yourself. So anyway, I hesitate to spend all of this on a single Titan because then I have no Plex to put myself into the position to be lucky again. And I do have some Plex buy orders up. I suspect that they are not going to fill, though. And so I suspect that it's not going to fill. And so here I was buying Plex at right around 6.076, and so that was 20 days ago now. And that one never finished filling. I did fill some others though. So and I have buy orders 42 billion, sell orders 34 billion. It's really not a huge amount. Certainly not when you look at how much I did in the last month, which I don't know if we've gone beyond the month here, but yeah. So I've done sold 656 billion and purchased 594 billion. And large skill injectors, they're kind of sitting here. They're at 830 billion or million. That's low. That's really low. I did have a rule previously that was where I would sell some if they hit 900 billion or 900 million, I mean. But unfortunately, the market has changed. And so there's a lot of people that that when one of these sales happened, a lot of skill farms fired up again. And then when they did, of course, they have to, in order to fire up again, they got to sell some products. So they sell some, they dump it cheaper so they can just get into it. And then we end up with a market that is lower. And I think I did sell all of mine at, I sold all of them that I had. So, and then skill extractors. Ideally, I want these to be at 500 million. That's what they were prior to the skill extractors sale. So this market is continuing to fall. There's a whole bunch of people that took advantage of the sale at 50% off on skill extractors, which is what I was showing, that Plex spike or it went way up. And so okay. So, not sure that there's anything for him to do at the moment. I would like there to be, but there's not. So, and I'm going to hold off. I'm going to hold off the buying of either of these. I don't know, with the changes that have been happening with ores and other resources used for building ships, I wonder if the price or the cost for building these is coming down at all. So, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to, if Plex spikes up to another high and I'm not using that Plex to like generate more income, then I'll sell off like 300 billion of it, and then I'll send 300 billion to this guy, and then he can just sit and wait until it's, you know, a good time to buy, find the right deal. I wonder what the Plex market looks like here. Whether or not so it sells a little bit higher.
Welcome to the Dragon.
The buy price is
Tommy
a bit lower
GQ
though.
Just followed.
Tommy, thank you for the follow. Welcome. And quantity transacted is 20,000. If I just sent him Plex and had him put it up for sale, yeah, I'm just not sure that that's a good idea either. Especially since I really should sell it with my commerce guy, and then he should just send the money over, because I don't think that this guy here has his trade stuff. Well, maybe it's good. Yeah, I don't know what his tax rate would be in the end if I put something up for sale. So, just sell it in Discord channels via contracts? Yeah. So, easy tax evasion? Yeah. That's not a bad idea to just put up contracts that are at the right price, selling like 1,000 at a time. I bet you that could work. I think that's actually a really good idea, because I was looking at, you know, if I'm selling 300 billion worth, I'm going to pay at least 6 billion in fees, if not as much as 10 billion in fees for selling 300 billion worth of ISK. But contracts, what do they cost? 10 ISK or something like that to put up? Mm-hmm. But I don't know if people search for those. I could try that. But I gotta wait. I want to wait for the price to be higher. I want to just wait and see. All right, if you're watching on YouTube, see you in the next episode. Everybody else, be right back.